Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. Floodwaters are receding around the Hunter, but a number of communities remain isolated. Gilliston Heights, parts of Nelson's Plains, as well as Hinton, Woodville and Osterley are still cut off. The situation around Wallambi Brook is slowly improving, with flooding down to the minor level, allowing residents of Wallambi, Buckety and Paynes Crossing to return to their homes with caution. A community relief centre is being established and will open this Wednesday, Thursday and Saturday at the Wallambi Community Hall. Hunter doctors are hoping broader access to antiviral medication and the fourth COVID vaccine will bring down a spike in the number of Omicron infections. 7.5 million people are now eligible for an extra COVID booster, recommended for people over the age of 50. Vice President of the Royal Australian College of GPs, Dr Bruce Willett, says broader requirements for antiviral drugs should also help the situation.
It will also simplify the qualifying criteria, so I think it will help people understand whether or not they are able to access these medications.
Registered beekeepers in the Hunter and across the state will be compensated for losses due to the varroa mite as part of an $18 million support package. Both commercial and recreational beekeepers will be reimbursed for equipment, hives and bees destroyed during the eradication process. 38 premises have now been infected by the mite, with 3 more identified at Jerry's Plains, Denman and Heatherbrae at the weekend. More than 1,700 hives have been euthanised. Farmers say the Hunter's latest flood crisis is a clear sign the government needs to do more to tackle climate change and ensure growers against the consequences. Farmers for Climate Action is concerned it's not only crippled locals' livelihoods, but it's sent insurance costs through the roof. Sam Rumpert from Sadler's Creek Wines says jobs and long-term food security are at risk.
What we need to do is we need to be able to reduce the emissions we're seeing right now. We need to be able to, obviously, I'm not unrealistic. I know that there's something that we can't just flick a switch and change the answer, but we need to really drastically change what's happening within the next decade, not the next 3 of them.
A University of Newcastle study has revealed it's possible to identify our pneumonia risk by taking a glance at our genetics. Researchers believe the information could be used to tailor drug therapy and specific treatments for different patients. Professor Murray Cairns says they've also discovered links between the inflammation and our risk of psychiatric illness.
We looked at the genetic correlation between the risk of pneumonia and almost every other disease and every other condition. And what we found was that at the top of the list was a whole bunch of psychiatric illnesses. So they have a very significant correlation.
Hunter residents living in social housing are getting some relief from cost of living increases. The state government has allocated $7.5 million to help housing providers across the state who provide privately rented properties to absorb rent increases at a time when there's a shortage of properties on the market. Around 170 families in the Hunter will benefit from the funding boost.
2NURFM Sport.
The Knights have faced criticism from legendary player Andrew Johns after their 40-28 loss to Souths on Friday. Souths went ahead at half-time, scoring 3 converted tries in less than 10 minutes. Skipper Jaden Brayley says he felt good coming back into the side following injury.
Obviously coming on the second half, there was a little bit of sting taken out of the game and I was fresh and I felt like that helped me. Moving forward, I just hope I can build on that. All in all, I felt really good.
Newcastle Falcons could slip on the ladder of the NBL 1 East Conference men's competition following their 1-point loss to Hills Hornets. The 55-54 scoreline came after the two sides were level until the dying minutes. With a free throw, Hills' Paul Brotherson put the match to bed. Newcastle North Stars continue to hold on to first place in the Australian Ice Hockey League with a number of vital matches to come. The North Stars left their Saturday fixture with a 6-3 win over the Sydney Ice Dogs and will play those in second and third in the next 2 weeks. That's sport. I'm Jordan Regnis.
And the winning numbers in Weekend Lotto are 6, 23, 30, 37, 43 and 44, and the supplementaries are 1 and 45. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.